Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the code that we've already worked with. In that we're looking at Taylor Swift. We should be looking at Drake, but whatever, it's fine. And we learned about the request in the last video a little bit deeper. In this video, we're going to learn a little bit more about BeautifulSoup and what you can do with BeautifulSoup. And so what's nice is that we know about the status code regarding the information that it gives us, regarding the status of the text that it gives us, and then finally the text. So when it comes to the text, we saw it was a lot of code. It was a lot of that's right, it's code. HTML. There's a lot. And so what we want to be able to do is parse it. What I mean by parse, split it up, being able to split it up into different sections. And so without going into too much detail about the different types of sections, and again, that's the wrong type of word, but what we want to be able to do is split up, parse the actual HTML. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to save this information as, let's say, we're going to save it as text, okay? That's fine. And that print, my apologies, you can remove that print element. And I'm going to say HTML, actually text. Let's do it like that. Alright, so once we do that, we can then implement this function called BeautifulSoup. Okay, BeautifulSoup. So BeautifulSoup, what I can do is place this html text, comma, and what I'm going to do is say parse it, okay? I'm going to say parse it, make it, put it into sections, okay? Put it into sections. And so I'm going to do this thing called html.parse, and it's going to break parser, and it's going to break it into sections, okay? And so right now, soup, and I'm saying sections and I'm okay with that because you don't want another complicated term. Now I'm going to put it into soup. So it's a soup of sections. So what I can now do is I'm going to print, hopefully you remember with the HTML text, so let's not do that again. But I'm going to print out soup. What happened? Let's see what it looks like. Okay, print out soup. Run. I got to save this. So this is going to be video 3, but this time I would say this is the BeautifulSoup. I don't know why they call it beautiful. I guess it's soup of text. BeautifulSoup. If I can spell it right. Alright, video 3. Boom. Now that I run it, no errors. Alright, so I'm going to tell you because I have experience in this. You really think it's the same kind of junk? And one could argue, well, technically, that's still, no, I'll print out the code. We saw the 200. But it's still, I will tell you that it's parsed. It's parsed. I know that you may not necessarily see the difference, but it is parsed in terms of the actual text. Okay, at least right now we have access to certain elements with regards to the text. What I want to highlight here, you see, I can see it. Okay, what I really want to highlight is that HTML has different tags. Again, this is not the purpose of this class. I mean, of this series, but I essentially want all the tags that have a P in it, and a P stands for paragraph. Okay, P stands for paragraph. So again, there's a couple series I can have on building websites, but I'm not going to do that here. And so just note that P stands for paragraph, and that's what I want. Okay, so what I'm going to do is say soup, which is what I have, dot the method or a function within the soup. Okay, find all P's, all the paragraphs, okay? And I'm going to say, I'm going to call this paragraphs. Paragraphs, okay? Because I don't want to, and I'm going to not print out, I'm not going to print out this response status anymore, okay? So just print out all the paragraphs. So don't give me LIs, that's for list. Don't give me table stuff. Just give me the actual paragraphs. So if I do this, it's not going to do anything, so therefore I need to print paragraphs, okay, and now it gives me all the paragraphs. Okay, so you see the P's. Okay, P's. Swift donated to the fellow singer-songwriter. I don't know who that is. Keisha? Okay, that's that. And so if you remember in the very first video, what I did was I can specify the number of paragraphs that I want, the number of lines that I would like to get. That's kind of a misnomer, but we'll go with it. And so the actual code for me to print the actual package, paragraphs, is for me to say, I'm going to backtrack. That's not what I want, per se. That's not exactly what I want. I'm going to utilize a for loop to get the lines within the actual text, okay? So within the actual paragraphs. So what I'll do is essentially comment this out, okay? And I'm going to do one little test run. So I'm going to do print, let's say paragraph. Okay. And what I would like to do is just get the first element. I mean, I didn't tell you this, but it's a list. The paragraphs is going to be stored as a list. So the first element, okay, see how that works. Okay, yeah. Dot text, okay. The reason why it's dot text is so it's not, I'm not going to see all these tags. I don't want these tags when I print it out, okay. So I'm going to use dot text, and then finally do dot strip to remove all the white space, and afterwards trailing them before, and just make it look nice. Long story short. And so what I'm going to do is now run this, and I'm going to let's see what I'm actually going to do :4 or colon number. Let's say 4. Okay. Sorry about that. So run this. No error. Yes. So I'm getting the 4th line. Okay. Technically the 5th line, because Python starts at 0, so it's the 5th line. So now what I'm going to do is create a for loop to then loop this to print out the very first 4 lines, are based on the number of lines. Okay, the very first 4 lines. Okay, maybe I could change that, but okay, you get the point. So what I'll do a for, okay, because I know when I'm going to stop. I'll use a for loop because I know when I'm going to stop rather than using a while loop. So for line, okay, it's going to be that's going to be the counter. Then the for loop in, let's say paragraphs, okay, because paragraphs has multiple lines, isn't how I'm using this for loop, colon number of lines, okay, exit out of that, okay. And then what I'm going to now do is, I can erase this because I don't need this. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do print line dot text, like I did earlier. Not that, dot text. A lot of random pop-ups today, huh? Then strip IP. Okay. So this is going to now print out the very first 4 lines of our of this website. So technically that's number 5, so we shouldn't see that. So these are the first 4 lines. Okay. With that being said, the next video we're going to finalize this information so that we can have individuals input the URL, and then finally talk about this new concept regarding utilizing that status code. So we're gonna talk about that in the next video. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Stay positive.